Even though Scott and I didn't get a shot at the right buck this year that either one of us wanted, we really had a good year. Things got a little bit slow for us at the end of the rut and right after the rut, but just like every year, I love hunting the late season because it just seems so easy to get back on feeding patterns with deer, and it's a really good opportunity to do some herd management and look for that late season buck coming to a food plot. There's a farm we hunt on here in Taney County that it just has a bad ratio of bucks to does. So I set a goal and told Scott we needed to shoot 5 does at the end of the year. The last month of the season, we set the goal to take out 5 does from our farm here in Taney County. We got those opportunities, and just things didn't go so well. Scott missed a couple of does. I shot 3 does. I just wasn't recovering these deer. So I watched them back in slow motion and realized that all 3 of these deer drastically ducked my stream. I started thinking about where I was aiming in my sight picture, and I was pretty down and had a talk with Dustin Tilley. I kind of think of him as my bow tech and archery coach, and he just gave me one specific tip to think about, and that's aiming at the top of the heart. So right down there in the pocket of the shoulder, right at the top of where the heart would be, and that obviously will give you enough room for the deer to jump the stream. This isn't necessarily something new that I didn't know, but you know, I guess over time, and especially shooting from ground level out of a blind, I just kind of stopped doing. And him saying that was a great mental note for me, and something great for me to think about. I didn't want to end my season that way, so I contacted Chad Shook with Mossy Oak Properties, and he just recently opened up a Mossy Oak business in Branson. We've been hanging out at his office a lot. He has a beautiful office. He's gotten a lot of really wonderful listings. He's licensed to sell in Arkansas, so I called Chad up and I said, hey, you got any good properties for me to hunt the late season down in Arkansas? Scott and I have been going down to Arkansas for the past few years, and I just wanted another shot so I didn't have to spend the next 8 months thinking about those 3 deer I didn't recover. Chad Shook's Ozark Heritage office in Branson offers such a diverse opportunity of lands, and he's such a great guy to work with. They can show you farmland hunting land, land for both, obviously, home listings. They just have all kinds of stuff here in southern Missouri and northern Arkansas. So for someone looking to have that piece of the pie and to be able to start their own hunting property or farm or both, Chad Shook at the Ozarks Heritage Office in Branson, Missouri, such a good place to work with, and I know that they can show you a ton of great properties. Chad has a really nice listing that's about 500 acres down in Peel, Arkansas. Beautiful, beautiful ridge type land with massive rolling hills and beautiful, breathtaking views. We went down there one day. I found one particular spot with a feeder. The landowner said there were deer coming there, and I told Chad, I said, I don't even need to go anywhere else. Let's set up a blind right here and let's see what happens. Let's give this spot a shot and let's just focus on this one single location. This will be my 4th year in a row going down to Arkansas after Missouri season ends. It's kind of become an annual migration south. Michael Heffernan came down one morning with me, and we just planned on showing up early and sitting all day, and it was really interesting because we didn't hear the feeder go off that morning. We just got back from the truck. We went up there for a little break and to warm up, ate some lunch. We came back from lunch at about 2 o'clock and messed with the feeder a little bit, hit the test button and threw out some corn and got back to the blind, and within less than 5 minutes there was a doe underneath the feeder. So I drew back and I just had that tip from Dustin in my mind, top of the heart, and put a really great shot on her. She never had a chance to duck the string enough. She died within about 30 steps, and it was a really great end to my season on a very beautiful Arkansas property.
Moved, yeah.
came down here with Chad Shook a couple of weeks ago on this property that he has listed through Mossy Oak, and he told me there were good deer numbers on this property, and that I could probably fill a tag down here if I wanted to come hunt it and show everyone on the show like what an awesome property it is. I know I wish I could afford to buy it, so if you have any money out there, you should definitely come take a look at this and give Chad Shook a call at Mossy Oak Properties. So, Michael and I came down here from the truck. We went down there and we hit the test button on that feeder like 3 or 4 times and figured out that the corn just wasn't feeding through it when it went off. So we just bumped some corn down on the spinner, hit the test button a few times, and you could hear it really well, and we were shaking around the feeder. We walked back up the hill, and we were just kind of setting up, and Michael said, don't move, there's a deer right under the feeder. Sure enough, it was the perfect late season young doe that I like to target. I gave away some venison this year and then struggled at the end of the year with shooting some deer and not recovering them. I got really down on myself about my shots, and then I went back and watched the replays of those shots and in slow motion, and I could tell that I was just aiming center mass on the deer, and they were just ducking my string enough that I was hitting them high. So obviously it made for some tough recoveries, but I kept shooting and just thinking to myself, I'm going to aim low, aim for the top of the heart. Chad Shook's Ozark Heritage office in Branson offers such a diverse opportunity of lands, and he's such a great guy to work with. They can show you farmland, hunting land, land for both, obviously, home listings. They just have all kinds of stuff here in southern Missouri and northern Arkansas. So for someone looking to have that piece of the pie and to be able to start their own hunting property or farm or both, Chad Shook at the Ozarks Heritage Office in Branson, Missouri, such a good place to work with, and I know that they can show you a ton of great properties.
Again, just another incredible episode here at the Hunt Company. James chapter 1 verse 17 says, "Every good and perfect gift comes down from the Father of lights, in whom there are no variables or shadow of turning." It means that the God we serve is never changing. He's always faithful and He's always consistent. And it also means that everything that we experience in this world is a gift. The breath that I just took, the experiences that you got to share with us on the show today, all of these things we consider an incredible gift. And we remember and want to remind you today where they come from. They come